everyone. I'm Melissa Temple, Culturally Responsive Teacher Leader. This is the time of year when we set up rules, procedures, and expectations. It's also traditionally the time of year when we get to know our new students and their families. One of the frustrations that I frequently heard about last year was lack of parental involvement. In the first week of the school year, families are more likely to ask their children about school and check backpacks for homework and paperwork. Let's use this opportunity to let them know that we value them as resources and want positive, open communication. I hope that this presentation will spark some ideas within you so that you can get this school year off to a great start by taking advantage of the magical energy that teachers, students, and families have in these first few days of school. Let's start with learning intentions and goals for teachers. First, we will be learning about your students. Second, figure out the best ways to communicate with parents and caretakers. Third, show students and families that you're interested in them and respect what they have to offer you as the teacher. And last, start off the year on a positive note with parents and caretakers. You will know that you're successful when you have come up with a lesson, project, or unit that all your students can do with a reasonable amount of family involvement. You are able to use the information you have learned to engage students this year. Finally, you will be successful when you have evaluated the student work and used it to self-assess and reflect on what went well and what could be changed. Since this is all about family involvement, I've asked my own family to help me present the information to you. We'll start with my younger daughter, Masami, as we review a few of the culturally responsive, standards-based elements.
Student-centered. Students' lives, interests, families, communities, and their cultures are connected to what is taught. Students have some involvement in planning what they are learning and how they learn it. Relationships and community. Teachers get to know their students, students' families, and the communities that they serve. They use what they learn to inform what they teach. Connected and integrated. Teachers gain insight from families as resources to impact teaching and learning. Lessons should not be an add-on, but connected and integrated into the curriculum. Power to transform. Students' point of view are transformed as they begin to value, understand, and respect multiple points of view.
Last year, we talked about elements of culture and did a culture walk. This year, we will explore further into culture, looking deeper at the elements found in family cultures of our students. Please review the Elements of Culture handout that was emailed to you. If you need another copy, it can also be downloaded from the CISA One website.
Think about elements that could be interesting or fun for your students to write about, discuss, interview parents about, or read about in your classroom.
Language. Consider not only spoken languages, but native languages of elder family members, dialects, slang, and funny sayings that families might have. How are the roles of male and female members of the household different? Are there certain chores only designated for boys or girls? What are the roles of children, adults, and elders in the family? Grooming and presents. How often do you take a bath? What do you wear to church? Who does your hair? Status of age. At what age are certain milestones reached and responsibilities given? At what age are family members considered independent or old enough to move out of the house? We can also explore other family traditions, like family reunions and celebrations, how families celebrate birthdays, foods that are important to each family, different household chores and responsibilities given to people within the family. And it's also always good to know who lives in the household of your students.
What kind of lesson or project will your students do?
Do your students have access to a computer and the internet? If you ask students to bring special items or photographs to school, let parents know how long you will be keeping them. Photographing them can make it easier to return them promptly.
Who are the main caretakers of the student? Try to be sensitive about your wording. If you always say parents, you may exclude children being raised by grandparents, aunts, uncles, older siblings, or foster families. In some households, there may be caretakers in addition to parents. Try replacing parents with the word family.
If the parents work second or third shift, students might need more time to complete this project. Consider breaking it into parts or having the child interview another family member by email, Facebook, or phone. If that isn't possible, you can arrange for the student to interview a former teacher or other school staff member. It is impossible to predict which questions about family may make students feel uncomfortable. They may have reasons unknown to teachers, so try to be flexible and understanding.
Assessment and reflection is also part of our culturally responsive standards-based elements. Consider how you will evaluate your students' work. Did you give them a clear rubric on how they'll be graded? And how will they present their work? One last suggestion. Consider creating a quick survey as homework for the first or second day of school. In addition to asking parents and caregivers the best way to reach them, a simple but insightful question to ask is, what is special about your child? I will be sending out a PDF with hundreds of possible survey questions. Pick a maximum of 4 to get the best return on this assignment. Look for an email from me with all these resources. Everything will also be available on the TLC along with this video. This year, I'll be rotating through all the GE schools. Please don't hesitate to email me or approach me with any ideas or questions you may have at any time during the school year.